Football then and now, a fun look at football nostalgia and the modern game intertwined. Join us. This is Football Then and Now, episode 98, and I have got a returning guest with me this evening. It is Aston Villa fan Anthony Williams back on the show. I'm your host, Stu Palmer, and I have not got you on to rub it in for yesterday's loss, okay? I am not doing it. You know I'm humble with defeats, wins, the whole kit and caboodle, so I've not just got on here to give you a stick for losing yesterday, all right?
Plus, don't forget, you are a secondary Aston Villa fan anyway.
Hey, it's on camera, mate. I've said it. Absolutely. And, you know, it was on with Brady last Thursday, of course, for 97. He's a Villa fan as well. And I said prior, my heart was saying a 1-1, a 2-2, but my head prior was saying it'd be Villa 3-1. I just couldn't believe how well we played. You were in attendance, though. That's the crucial thing. You were at the game. How did you feel with Villa's performance first and foremost?
I think we were okay up until we lost McGinn. Really, every time we seem to lose a player to injury, it seems like the team goes to pot. It's like their heads go, and it happens with a lot of teams. It happens with a lot of players. But I've noticed I've been at several games where we've lost a player mid-match, and then you just see we don't seem to be the same after that. Now, let's not forget, even after we did lose McGinn, some of the shots we had, that one save from Pickford, oh my God, I thought that was going in. The one where he tipped it away in the far corner. Oh my God, what a shot. Rodgers, I mean, I don't think anyone expected a shot right then. That was probably my favourite moment, was that shot from Rodgers.
It was looking like it was going top corner, mate. And, you know, we've said about Pickford on this show so many times, more times than I can, remember. And it is shot stopping has never been an issue with him. Decision making when balls are coming into the box, he has a tendency to flap and stuff like that. But shot stopping, I put him up there with, the top European goalies of now, But yeah, agility and to get to it the way he did was just amazing.
Well, as you know, I mean, I've said before, Pickford's one of my favourites, and that's biased because obviously he's England's number one. But he's just one of my favourites in the Premier League as well. I've got two, Martinez and Pickford. And that's the other thing as well. That's another reason I really wanted to go to the Everton game, is because I haven't seen Everton live. So I've been going to a lot more games this season, and now I'm a member. And I'm trying to sort of tick off every team that I haven't seen in the Premier League, and Everton was one of them. And of course, I wanted to see Grealish back at Villa Park as well. We all seen how that went down. But I think he was having a bit of fun. He was having a laugh about it, from what I could see down by the touchline. I think some people were saying something to him at the front, but he was just laughing it off, mate. He was loving it.
Absolutely, yeah. Again, I think the goal, I'd like to speak to you about that. We spoke about it off camera. Martinez spills it, of course, from McNeil. Didn't deal with it in the correct manner. And then it's come out, and then Barry's done the little lob chip into the corner. Cons has obviously gone full stretch to try and get it before it goes over the line, and it ends up going in. Just how did you feel at that point? How did you feel with that, and how that panned out?
It was even something before that. I think Pau has a little bit of a slip in the box, doesn't he? So Pau slips in the box, which then gives it to McNeil, which then it all goes wrong. But even at the beginning as well, like within Pickford with his long ball again, I knew he was going to do that. That hit the crossbar, didn't it? Right at the beginning, 30 seconds in. But yeah, it's a shame. Obviously, it's a goal we shouldn't be giving away. Obviously, I went there expecting a win. Didn't expect to lose. I thought at least a draw. I would never have gone with an Everton win, but at the same time, you guys played brilliantly. You defended well. We could not get in your box. We could not get up there. And when we did, you've got Pickford, haven't you? So, but yeah. Anyway, good game. It's good points for you. And that again, I know you're safe this season, but that's going to still, put the pressure on to get you into the top half and keep you in the top half of the table, I think.
100% again. Now it's a case of, well, we're only 4 points off fourth. It's just crazy. It's just absolutely crazy the way it's gone. And we've had a poor run over the last month. After the Forest win, it's been really, really poor. And Moyes was copping for it. I don't want to make too much about that because I was talking about it on Thursday, of course. And the same people that were slating Moyes last week, the week before that, are now Team Moyes again. And the word is fickle football fans. Every club's got them. I said it to Brady. He said it's the same at Villa. When it's good, it's great with some of these fans, but they can't take it when we lose. And the bad times, you can have bad times. All the clubs have bad times. But I would like to make a special reference to Jake O'Brien, who's been playing at right back most of the season, out of position. We've been short. He was at centre back yesterday. Absolutely brilliant in his natural centre back position. He's a big lad, 6'4", 6'5". To a man, absolutely brilliant. His stats backed it up. So great performance for him. Great to see him in his natural position. James Garner, Merlin Roll, and Harrison Armstrong, who's come back off loan from Preston. He was doing absolutely amazing at Preston. Preston are pushing for the playoffs, in the Championship. It looked like he wasn't going to get picked when we brought him back. He was just recalled to be on the bench because we were so short. He has come in and been absolutely brilliant. Moyes always says, I don't know if these young lads are Premier League ready. He's Premier League ready. I can tell it a mile off. He cannot go back to Preston. He cannot go back. We need him. We're going to need him. But them three were pivotal in the centre. I know you lost your best three central midfielders. I know that. But those guys have come in and done a fantastic job yesterday. I just wanted to make reference to them, man.
Yeah, they were good. And I bet you were pleased to see McNeil back in the squad as well, weren't they? Because he's had his injury issues and then he hasn't been making the first team. I think he played quite well as well.
He was getting chastised for weeks since he'd been back in, I tell you. But yeah, a lot of positives from McNeil's performance last night. He was out on the right. He's a natural left-sider. I know prior to the goal and his chance, he was on the left. They move around, don't they? That's just the modern game. They do move around. But for him, he was on the right predominantly. And, he's a left-sider. I think, again, it's week to week. It all changes. Players have bad games. It's the Premier League. It's how it is. But great performance from McNeil, mate.
Another one of my favourite bits from the game yesterday was when we had a corner and Rodgers was over drinking from the water bottle. And I turned to him and I went, "You need to hurry up, get back over there. They're about to set the corner here." But it was a ploy, wasn't it? He ran straight away to receive the ball to take a shot. And that wasn't a bad shot either. I mean, if you see the stats, actually, I think we did have the better possession. We had more shots on target.
Yeah.
It's just the goal separated it, didn't it? Really.
It suits us to play counter football, mate. I've said this. Chris has got his opinions about Everton, how we need to play. It depends, how the opposition is set up. But I think in some games at home, I think we need to revert back to counter attack. I think we need to play how we're playing away because it seems to be working. And when we're tight at the back, we're tight. We've conceded goals in games. Don't get me wrong. We've had 3s and 4s go in. I'm under no illusions. It does happen. But we've had 9 clean sheets. And it's only Arsenal that have had more clean sheets than Everton. So, on the basis of that, it's Moyes. It's just typical Moyes. I sound like a broken record. But it's always shored up at the back. And we build from there. And again, I just think the criticism he's had is just so unjust because he has sorted it out. He really has. From where we were to where we are now, what are 12 months he's had?
You're not fighting relegation no more. Every season you seem to be fighting relegation, but now you're solid. You like you say, you're knocking on the door. I know the results have been. I suppose the results have gone in your favour as well because everyone just keeps drawing. All these big teams, City losing, and Arsenal drawing. It was there to help us as well this week, and obviously I think that's the one thing me and probably a lot of Villa fans are deflated about. It's not the fact that we lost; it's the fact that the door was open to close that gap down to 4 points because everyone else left that door open. Liverpool, Man City, Arsenal, they all left the door open. And we didn't take it. But not only did we not get the point, we get no points. So it's a shame, but it's still a long season to go. But we just don't need no more injuries. No
No,
more.
nobody below the top three, and I'll say that, even from Liverpool downwards, can get a run of like 2 or 3, 4 games winning. It's 1 or 2, and then you slip up. That's what's been happening down there in the, from fourth, even down into the bottom half, the top of the bottom half. There's teams still fighting out. It's such a peculiar season. It really is. I've never known anything like it. Now,
Oh, brilliant.
there's 16 games to go. There's a long way to go yet. Teams, I think, will get momentum, but we are in the hunt, and we're in the hunt for European football here at the moment. We really are. We're knocking on the door. Moyes will have to get players in. If we do get to Europe, it could be a pipe dream. But if we do get into Europe, I'll take Conference League. I'd love Europa, but I'd take Conference League as a a starting point for us, because we've not been in Europe for years. It's been, I think, about 10 years. 10 years since we're in Europe, maybe 2017 the last time. So we have been craving European football for years, but they will have to go into the market in the summer. He's going to need squad depth. He really is. But just so happy. I'm just so happy because when I predicted it last Thursday, I really felt you were going to win 3-1 in that game. That was my prediction.
Yeah, I mean, you've not got all your players back from AFCON yet, and Dewsbury Hall's out. So you've got a couple of key players missing yourself. So, I can understand maybe why some of the results haven't been going your way recently, but to come to Villa Park as well, it's not like we was at yours. To come to Villa Park and get the win, that's some people need to give Moyes a bit of a break, I think.
We will come back to the Villa at the back end because obviously you've got the game against Fenerbahce at 5:45 on Thursday. So I will come back to Villa. The Manchester derby and the early kick-off, the first game of the weekend. Oh, my days. Michael Carrick comes in. New manager bounce. You can say whatever you want. What a tough game to come into. And they were absolutely fantastic. I've not seen United play that well all season. It's the best performance of the season. City were not great, but let's not take that away from United. They played so well. They were on the front foot. I thought in spells of that game prior, I thought they'll be sitting back a little bit trying to contain it. But they went for it, mate, and they were such good value for the win.
Well, I actually watched the whole game because it was the dinner time kickoff and I was off. And I'd said to Marie beforehand, I was like, I think Man U could do this. I thought it might be like a 1-0, maybe a 2-1. I was thinking more like 2-1 to United. But that's why I bought Bruno Fernandes in my fancy football again. I was like, Bruno's going to do something here. Now, don't forget how many goals they actually put in the net as well. Mm-hmm. Three of them got barred out, ruled out. You're looking at 5-0 there, mate.
Quite easily.
Some of them were tight. They were tight as well. That Bruno Fernandes one was tight. But it was a brilliant goal as well. He just ran around the keeper.
Donnarumma as well, and prior to the goal, he had to make a lot of saves as well on top of the VAR and the disallowed goals and what have you. Yeah. They were brilliant. They were absolutely brilliant. He brought Mainu back in. Mainu, I think to the best of my knowledge, hadn't had a start all season. No. He is going to make changes. He made 5 changes from the previous game. So he's got his ideas. As I said, on the coaching staff, you've got Steve Holland. He's been around the game for donkey's years. Jonathan Woodgate, England international, played in the Premier League, played for Real Madrid. He's managed as well. He's been a manager. Johnny Evans is there. He's got them on the coaching staff. They've got Arsenal next as well. We'll get to that in a minute. But I think what a starting point for Michael Carrick, and just fantastic. Just a brilliant performance, mate.
Well, it's going to give them momentum now, isn't it? I mean, they've been dumped out of all the other competitions now. Obviously, last week by Brighton, wasn't it? And United was at home as well for that, wasn't they?
Yeah.
So, but that was just before it was the crossover with Carrick coming in, wasn't it?
Aaron Fletcher was in charge for the cup game.
That's it, yeah. And I don't understand what Amrin didn't like about Mainu. Mainu was the hero under Ten Hag, wasn't he, for the FA Cup win? And he just had, like you say, you might be right. I don't think he's had a start. If he has, it's probably because there's been loads of injuries. And I'm not surprised to see him in the starting 11. I think he's a cracking young player, and I can see him getting more starts in the coming weeks.
We're gonna. I think we could actually segue a little bit here. Philip Glasner. He's heavily linked with the job. Michael Carrick's in charge in the interim at the moment. But I mean, if Michael Carrick has a good run, I could see maybe he could take the job. There's a long way to go. Don't get me wrong. Arsenal, I think in a lot of respects, it might have been good that they've got City and Arsenal as the first 2 games under him. Do you know what I mean? I think that's quite, on paper, it's like, oh my days. But I think it's worked out. It might work out well. This is a starting point for him. It really will. Like the mindset, the players playing 2 of the best teams in the league. But Philip Glasner, just to segue into him slightly, with the Palace, his Palace future now is looking less and less, isn't it? And it could be him leaving before the summer. They're letting players go. Gueye obviously signed for City today for 20 million till 2031. What do you think about the situation with Glasner? Can you see him staying, or could you see him going the way it's looking at the moment? Because Mateta's been linked as well with moves.
Yeah, well, I saw again today. It looks like Mateta's definitely in heavy talks with Juventus. It looks like that move's gonna happen. And with Gueye gone there, now it wasn't Gueye one of the ones that at the start of the season during the summer, Glasner was like, if he goes, I go. That was the rumor, wasn't it? If he goes, I go. So I think with Gueye going, that's what's made him turn around and say, yeah, I'm leaving in the summer. Whether he was going to leave in the summer or not, who knows? But it sounds like he's had a fallout with the board. And yeah, will he be gone? Will he be gone before the end of the season? If Mateta's gone as well, my God. And Munoz is still injured. Yeah, we've talked about it off camera about Munoz. He's another one of their key players. But yeah, I mean, they've got Ismail Assar. There's still some good players. Henderson. There's still some great players there. But it's not a... Hang on, sorry. Silly pop-ups have popped up on my screen. Let's get that out of the way because I can't see anything. Sorry, that's gone. Yeah, I just with Mateta going and Gueye gone, well, they're going to struggle. I mean, they've already dropped off, haven't they? They were like knocking on the top 4 for a while, and then I think it's just too many games, too many injuries, and now they're in the bottom half of the table.
City pushed this through apparently. The deal for Gueye because they've got Diaz is out injured. They've got a problem in defence and stuff like that. They were apparently, from what I've been reading online and the reports on Sky Sports News and stuff like that, they were going to wait till the summer. He would have gone for free, of course, because his contract was up. They've moved quicker because they need someone in central defence now. And the way he's played for how many years now, for club and country, he is going to be an asset to the back. I think they'd be stronger at the back. I don't think they'll leak as many goals because, they've been successful, but they've always leaked goals, City. You can get them, you can get chances. I just think, and all in all, they've moved quickly, and Bayern Munich was sniffing around him. Liverpool, of course. Over the last year or so, Newcastle were looking at him. At the time, his value, they were reporting they were going to be getting 70 to 75 million, but he did stay with Palace, and he's been very loyal.
He was loyal as well, and he played well, even after that whole Liverpool, he's going, no, he's staying. Even after all that, he still came on the following day. I think it was the next day they had a game, and he absolutely bossed it. Proper professional. I'm high on Gueye. I think he's one of the best centre-backs in the Premier League at the moment. I mean, we've already spoken about like Gabriel, Saliba and everyone like that. Gueye, he's in the mix with that as well. And another one that you didn't mention, you're talking about centre-back. Gvardiol's injured, isn't he? I think he's going to be out for a good chunk of the rest of the season with an ankle injury. He hurt himself. I didn't see it, but I read when he went for a tackle, the tackle went wrong and he injured himself.
They're in the
right. Yeah, they're desperate for the centre back.
They were in the right pickle, and obviously last week it was like this is going to happen. They knew, didn't they, prior to the derby as well. But I just want to say about Philip Glasner, because we briefly spoke about him and going and stuff like that. It's just, how can you? They haven't reinvested anything. I know they signed Brennan Johnson, but it's the players they've lost. And another player who's getting linked and has been linked for ages, and he's been in the England team as well, Adam Wharton. They've been raving about him. Bigger clubs, no disrespect to Palace, clubs in the Champions League and stuff like that. At Palace have been amazing, but Adam Wharton, I don't think everybody will go, but he could be another one that could leave. Another one that could be going. They're on about redeveloping Selhurst Park. I know it's a separate thing, but I think they need to keep their attentions on keeping the squad and the nucleus of the squad as best they can.
Yeah, well, it's like what Villa did, isn't it? In the summer, we didn't really make any signings as such. We just re-signed. I know Brady's mentioned this before. It was about re-signing our key players, keep our key players, and we're doing a bit of a extension as well on the north stand. But it's like we're focusing on both, aren't we? But let's not talk about signings. A bit of a bitter subject. You know, you see people going out the door and no one coming in again.
But the thing with Villa is, what I will say for Emery, it's a settled team. You know, the nucleus of your team, and when everyone's fit, that has gone for you. That's gone for you because they know how each other play. When you look at the likes of City, the amount of players they've signed in the summer, and they haven't all gelled yet. And I think that's been problematic for them. Whereas Arsenal, you know, they made signings, but a lot of their core group of that team have been playing together for ages. I think what's been City's undoing, I think it's just they haven't adjusted, and it does take time. This isn't a criticism; it takes time. You know, I will say that.
Yeah, well, plus with City, I know a lot of teams play people out of position, but Pep has got a tendency to play people. I mean, Mateus Nunes now he's playing in defence all the time, isn't he? He was not a defender. He's mainly in defence, isn't he? O'Reilly, O'Reilly's probably best out on the wing. He's been playing left back, hasn't he? O'Reilly mainly. He's been really good as well, but I don't think really he's a defender. He's I would say he's more of an to me he's more of an attacking midfielder, but he's been playing in defence. It's because they haven't got the defence like they used to have. I don't think Ake's painted himself in glory recently. Akanji, is he out on loan or is he?
They sold. He got sold, mate. In the end, they did sell
Yeah,
because there was so many incomings. I think, and you know he played a lot of games under Pep. He really did. He was in the team. There's always been rotation with all the games that they have over the season. You know, but Akanji did play and he was solid. He bigger frame, solid at the back. Sometimes you know moves happen that you just don't expect to happen, do you? But I think I don't think I think it's Arsenal's and I know there's still football to play. I know they've got to play one another. I just think it's Arsenal's year now, Am.
I do. I do. I've been saying it for a long time. From the signings Arsenal made as well. I mean, Gyökeres, you could talk about Gyökeres. I know he's not getting the goals. He's a brilliant team player. I've watched him play, and maybe he gets a bit unlucky sometimes with the goals. But what he does, he distracts the defenders. He holds up the defenders for someone else to go and score, like the likes of Trossard or Saka. Gyökeres is a brilliant team player. He's so strong on that pitch. He wins the ball a lot. He doesn't lose the ball a lot. I think Gyökeres is a brilliant player. And oh my God, if they unlock him to start scoring goals, then we're in trouble.
I'm just looking. We've got a game going on live at the moment. Just wanted to put a little bit on that. 25 minutes in at the Amex, Brighton 0, Bournemouth 0. 59% to 41% in Brighton's favour on the possession. 3 shots total for Brighton, 4 for Bournemouth. Brighton have got 2 on target and Bournemouth with 1, but it's 0-0 at the moment. That would suit Everton because if Brighton were to win, I think they'd go above us and we'll end up back in the bottom half. So I want to draw. I don't want either team to win, really, because I think Bournemouth would go up to 29 points and they'd only be 3 behind us. So a draw would suit me, let me tell you.
Well, he's another one gone, isn't he? Semenyo. So they're lacking a bit of creativity there now at Bournemouth. So, and he's been looking good, actually, for City as well. Talking about this, going back to the City game and talking about City in general. I still think 20 million for Gay. It's daylight robbery. It's a steal. Yeah. It's a steal, that is.
Palace haven't played this right. I know they needed him, and I totally get it. I think they should have cashed in on him sooner because they've lost, like, literally, it's like 3/4 of his value. When he was at peak and they were throwing 75, 80, 70 million around, you know, they've lost a lot of money. Me personally, if I was doing it, if I was playing Football Manager, he would have been gone for the optimum amount of money and I would have got 2 replacements in, 2 younger lads. But it's crazy. Just going back to your point there, 20 million for him, and he has been outstanding. And he's good. He's good for a goal as well.
I know that he did it at Villa.
He's had assists as well off corners. and at the back, clearances and blocks and all that. He's the complete package, and I think it'll make City stronger at the back. I truly believe it. I think he's the missing piece. I don't think they'll leak as many goals.
Yeah,
I think it will.
I agree.
I think it'll settle. I think it'll settle down a bit. But yeah, fantastic signing. I want to move on to Thomas Frank. His future is up in the air, and it's been reported. I don't know how much truth's in it. There's talks going on with the higher ups at Spurs. He could be going, mate. And West Ham went there. Late winner from Callum Wilson, of course, at Spurs. Callum Wilson was being linked with a move away. We were linked with him, and he's gone and scored. And with Forest drawing to Arsenal, it was a big win for West Ham. But back to Thomas Frank, before we talk about West Ham, what do you think with him, and do you think he'll be sacked?
They're not getting the time. I know we spoke about it briefly off camera. No one gets the time anymore. It's ridiculous. I mean, what a job he was doing, at Brentford. And he's come in initially. It didn't start too bad. They weren't looking too bad in the Champions League as well. I mean, I looked just before we came on air just to see how they were actually getting on in the Champions League. Obviously, they've got 2 games left, same as the Europa. They're still in the playoff position. And if results go their way and they pick up a couple of wins, they could finish top 8. They could go automatic through to the final 16. Okay, the league form's suffering again, just like it did last season. But again, same as we've said, injuries, and more injuries, I suppose. Look at the key players that are out. Maddison, Kulusevski, right from the start of the season. There might be others I'm forgetting, but they're 2 that stick out in my mind anyway. But Thomas Frank, I've got a mate who's a Spurs fan. You know him, Sanj. He wants Thomas Frank out because he says watching Spurs is boring football. I even said to him, would you rather have Big Ange back? And he went, at least it was entertaining.
Hey,
he said he wouldn't pay anyone to have his tickets to go to the games at the moment.
He's totally, Sanj is totally disheartening. And, it's his club at the end of the day. It's all well and good us from the outside looking in, isn't it? But he watches it week in, week out intently. He knows exactly what's going on. So, but at the same time, I'm in the other camp with it. I'm with you. I think he needs more time. He needs more time because they'll be hiring and firing.
He needs his players back, doesn't he?
He hasn't signed a lot of players yet. He hasn't got his players in that team. They did a little bit of business. Richarlison's injured now as well. Solanke's obviously come back in, but Richarlison has been one of the bright lights. And that's not me being biased because he played for us. Again, my biased head is going out here. But Richarlison has been really good under him. I will say that. That's been one positive.
Yeah, I think what it is with Richarlison, I think it's probably his hamstring again. He seems to be tracking back a bit too much. He's doing too much running. He's a number 9. He shouldn't be running back that far. He's just not getting the service, though, is he? So he's going back to try and get the ball himself. And that's when he pulled up at Villa, didn't he? With his hamstring. It was the FA Cup game. That's where he's done it now and again. He's had a lot of injuries, hasn't he? It's a shame.
He did for us. He did for us, mate. He was out a lot, but you know what? Until he plays for you, I think he's one of them. You hate him if it's the opposition the way he is. But now the Spurs fans love the SHITHOUSERY of him. I don't want to say it out loud. I don't want loads of expletives on this show if we can help it. And when he plays for you, the Spurs fans adore him now. They probably hated him when he was at Everton, but you get him when he comes in, you understand, because he is 110%, that lad. He really is. But it's a big loss. It's a big loss for Spurs, I will say that.
I suppose you could use another word that Wade Barrett uses on comms sometimes, chicanery. We'll use chicanery instead.
A bit better. You don't need to be like an Irish drunken sailor swearing. That's a sign of unintelligence, that is. So, well played there, chicanery. Yeah, I'm going to use that more often.
I like it when I hear Wade Barrett say it on comms, you see, because I keep thinking he's going to say it. And then
in a posh northern, posh sort of working class voice that he's got. Yeah, absolutely. West Ham, after losing to Forest, of course, it was a 6-pointer the other week, and it looked like, oh my days, they're really, really in trouble. But with this win, maybe they can get themselves out of trouble.
I still think they're in
Really?
deep trouble. I do. I really do. I mean, look, the Forest are down there, and they've just got a draw out of Arsenal. So, I mean, you know what Dyche's teams can be like. You had him for a while. So, but then I suppose on the other hand, Nuno very defensive, but they just haven't got the players at West Ham, have they? And of course, AFCON is playing. AFCON is playing a massive factor in a lot of these results that we've had since Christmas. So many players over at AFCON now. Some of them are coming back, as we saw in the Manchester derby, and Bomo straight back in, straight back on the score sheet.
If playing devil's advocate here, if they were to go down, it'd be interesting to see where Jarrod Bowen would go, because I know he's adored. You know, he's the talisman of the team and all that. But I think relegation, he's obviously going to go, isn't he? If they do go down, Paqueta, you could argue, you know, one of their top players has been. You know, are his stats that good? I think he gets bigged up a bit. He's on about going back to Brazil, to Flamengo. You know, there's money in the Brazilian game again, because I listened to Tim Vickery. He's like the South American, you know, analyst, football journalist. He's amazing. And there's been, over the last, 2 or 3 years, been a lot of money gone into the Brazilian game, you know, with ownership and stuff. I think Paqueta will be gone in the summer. It's going to be very difficult, isn't it, if they were to stay up, say?
Yeah, I mean, the thing is as well with Bowen, me and Maria have laughed and joked, calling him a one-man team. He's going to struggle to get called up for the World Cup, isn't he? When you're playing in a team like that, you're not really shining as much as you hope, and it'll be a shame if he doesn't get the call up. I mean, I know he did play a little bit in the first few games, but there were qualifiers and stuff, weren't they? Now, again, there's some tough decisions to be made. I know we're still talking a few months away yet, but some tough decisions to be made. Some people who think they're going to make it ain't going to make it, and it would be a shame for Bowen. I like Bowen.
Definitely. I thought a brilliant win. Poor for Spurs,
yeah.
of course.
I still think West Ham's in trouble, though. I think they're in trouble going down. I mean, we already know pretty much. We could say 99% Burnley and Wolves are going down, aren't they? I know Wolves are coming back into it. Too late.
5 unbeaten Wolves, to be fair. Yeah. So Rob Edwards is actually, you know, it took a few games to get it going. But yeah, I think they're too far off, aren't they? It was lost with that point so early on, which is a shame. But
you can see them playing. You can see they're playing better as well. But yeah. I mean, if not West Ham, who else is it going to be? It is one of them again. Is it like you've had with Everton in the past? It's you know, Forest is still there lingering.
Forest have got the distraction of Europe there as well. That could be a problem, you know. That could be a problem because I think in the first 8 games they'd only lost 2 when Dyche came in, but they have lost a lot, you know, in the more recent fixtures. But I think they could possibly do without Europe. That could benefit West Ham. That could benefit West Ham. It's I don't know. There's still plenty of football to be played.
I don't think we can say Leeds at the moment the way they're playing.
They've been brilliant.
They
have been. They've really stepped it up and consistent. They've been on a real consistent run. You can't dispute it. We've got them on Monday. We've got them at home on Monday at 8. So it won't be easy. It won't be easy. We need to take one game at a time as well because they've been playing brilliant.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you know, I love DCL as well, and it's nice to see that he's keeping fit at the moment as well. He's getting his minutes managed a bit. You know, when they had when there was a lot of games, like 3 Premier League games in like 7 days, he got rested for the one, didn't he? He came on late. I think it was the Liverpool game. What a game that was actually! But he did put it in the back of the net, but it didn't. Got VAR off. He was offside. He knew it straight away. That's why he didn't celebrate. But I think he's been playing brilliantly as well.
That Nemecha as well has popped up with goals too. You know, he's looked all right. And Daniel Farke, you know, he's been knocked in the past. He's had a lot of championship, you know, management as well. He's been down there. He's been in the Prem before with Norwich. So I think a lot of people were writing them off at the start of the season, but they're decent. They are decent, and we're in for a tough game on Monday night. Let me tell you. Before we go, you've got Fenerbahce. It's Fenerbahce Villa on Thursday. How do you feel about that? Turkey's always a tough place to go away. It's very hostile. The atmosphere in that stadium is going to be immense. What you thinking?
We do like to seem to have like a bounce back after a loss. So I'd like to say we could go there and win the game. But again, it depends on the injuries, the fatigue of the players. I know it was Sunday and we're talking Thursday, but obviously we're away. And we've still got to focus on the game the weekend again then, haven't we? We've got a tough game coming up the weekend after that. I know, sorry, we're going further forward, but we've got Newcastle. That's never an easy game. I know Newcastle have been a bit hit and miss again at the moment, but of course they've got their Champions League game as well in the week. So because obviously it's all from tomorrow, isn't it? We've got some Champions League tomorrow, Wednesday, and then got Europa on the Thursday. But yeah, I'd like to say I don't know how high up Fenerbahce are in the table at the moment actually, but I know we're doing pretty well. We should be. I'd like to say we're safe for a top 8, even if we don't do too well in the.
I'll pull up the table now. Fenerbahce are 12th.
Okay.
So obviously they're trying to get in the top 8, aren't they, to qualify? Yeah. They're on 11 points. Porto are 8th with 13. You're obviously 3rd. So it's just, and you're level on points, aren't you? You've got the same record as Lyon and Midtjylland from Denmark. So Fenerbahce are trying to get through without having to go through the playoff round.
Yeah, no one wants the playoff round. It's just extra games you could do without, isn't it? And that's what I'm hoping for Villa, like we did in the Champions League last season.
Bournemouth are 1-0 up, which is ideal for Everton. Marcus Tavernier in the 32nd minute with a penalty. So Brighton
not Tavernier. My mate's got him in fantasy football.
it's crazy, isn't it? With the fantasy football when you know who people have got.
Do you know what else is a blow? Just going back to the Villa Everton game, I had Pickford in goal in my team, and I made the stupid decision to -4, take him out, and bring in Roofs. And Pickford ended up getting like a 10-pointer, and Roofs got me 2.
You should have stuck with Pickford, mate. He's got 9 clean sheets out of 22.
I don't know why I got rid of him. I hate playing someone who's playing my team. That's what the problem is.
It's mind over matter. At one point, I had Cole Palmer going out because he's been low scoring, and I've kept him in. I'd say he will be going if he carries on because he was doing all right for me. Phil Foden. Phil Foden's low score for weeks and weeks. So he's on the cusp of going, mate. But
you see,
thank goodness, I kept Cole Palmer.
Did you see who Foden went for me this week? Foden became Bruno Fernandes, who got me a pointer.
There you go. So see, it swings and roundabouts with it. Yeah. You took Pickford out, but Bruno bared fruit for you, Ant.
Could have been a lot better though if I'd have kept both. Because Bruno had already come in for Foden, and then at the last minute on the morning of the deadline, I was like, "Yeah, Marie was bringing Roofs in." I was like, "That's a great idea, guys. I'm going to bring Roofs in as well."
It's mind over matter sometimes. When you overthink that, it can cause all sorts of problems. Sometimes it's better just left, but you get agitated, don't you? And you're looking at who's around you. My work one, the top 5, top 6 is very tight at the moment, so it could be anybody's. So it's like playing chess. It's like chess. It's like a game of chess, mate. I tell you. So,
I just like the thought of sacking someone. That's what it is. I was like, look at you. You're blank for 5 weeks.
You're out of here. You're fired, in the words of Vince McMahon. Definitely. And all the best to Villa on Thursday.
Thank you.
And just one more game after that. And then you can be focusing a bit more on the Premier League again, can't you? But thank you so much for coming on, mate. As always, thank you so much. We'll be back on Thursday evening, me and Chris. I think a little bit of a Premier League preview. We'll probably look at some of the European games. So we'll look at Inter Milan and Arsenal. We'll have the results by then. So we'll look into that. We need to do some nostalgia at some point. But obviously, when the season's happening, it is very much the focal point of the show to be doing current. So you people that like nostalgia, we will be bringing it in. We will be bringing it back in. But yeah, it's just because there's so much current stuff going on. It's very hard to veer off to the nostalgia, which is, the namesake of the show, of course. Thank you to the Sports Social Podcast Network, Europe's biggest sports social podcast network. Just thank you so much to them, guys. I say it every week, every time. If you've got a podcast, if you're not affiliated with anyone, join these guys. They're amazing. They will showcase your show. You'll get more views. They're just amazing. They're amazing. And I think it's like 700 podcasts now, which is crazy. The official Villa podcast is on their books. Wolves' official podcast as well. So they've got some heavy hitters in the portfolio. So thanks to them, guys. And we'll see you on Thursday. And once again, thank you for coming on, mate. It's always a pleasure having you on.
Yeah, great being on, mate. I've enjoyed it.
Take care, everybody. Good night. God bless.
Yeah.
Football Then and Now, a fun look at football nostalgia and the modern game intertwined. Join us.